Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we now know why Doctor Strange was not in the last episode of WandaVision, and it's kind of irritating.
Yeah, fans are actually kind of split on this, apparently.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. If you haven't seen WandaVision yet, there are going to be spoilers. So just be aware. You can tune out right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're good. We're going to talk about this. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're over 187,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you for the support. And yeah, the reason Doctor Strange does not show up at the end of WandaVision, even though many people thought that he would.
They pretty much told people he was coming.
It was because they didn't want a white guy mansplaining to Wanda.
Right. Actually, he was actually supposed to be in the final episode. They had Benedict Cumberbatch, we'll call him BC, scheduled to be in the last episode at least. And the commercials that you kept seeing were actually supposed to be him reaching out to her, trying to break through her sitcom world.
Because now there's no context. It doesn't make any sense. And it seems like it was a very last minute decision then to...
They said it was. So he was supposed to be in there. And they said that even in, like, I think it was one of the late night shows or whatever, Jimmy Fallon, I think it was.
They're all the same. One of the
Jimmys. That, they actually said something about it. And he's like, hey, he said if it didn't happen, then I'm sorry about that, because he was supposed to be, confirmed to be in it. And they kind of let people think that he was, because WandaVision's leading directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which makes sense that he would be there.
Yeah, so this is strange. No, it's not strange. This actually kind of goes along with what we've been saying about, and a lot of people have been saying about MCU Phase 4, that it is going to go all in on diversity, inclusion, and wokeness, because we're seeing them take a pivotal character out of a show just because he's a white dude.
Which he does say that.
Yeah, literally.
We haven't got that part yet.
Yeah, they don't want a white dude saving the day. They don't want a white dude mansplaining to Wanda.
Here's what it was said exactly. Some people might say, oh, it would have been so cool to see Doctor Strange. And you kind of let people think he was coming. But it would have taken away from Wanda. And we didn't want to end the end of the show to be commoditized to go to the next movie, which is why you were doing the damn show. Here's the white guy. Let me show you how power works. So basically, they just said we didn't want to upstage Wanda. Okay, they could have left it at that. And then they added, we didn't want to use this show to promote the next movie, but that's the whole point of why you were doing it. And then ended it with, because he's a white guy, mansplaining her.
Yeah, so the Ancient One in the MCU is a Celtic woman who trained Doctor Strange, who got on his hands and knees and begged to learn power. Show me power. Show me how you do this. Woman taught him how to do it. Yeah, so that's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, this just goes to show you where the MCU is headed. I don't know if Kevin Feige has as much say in this as he used to. I'm kind of wondering if Disney isn't like, well, according to our new diversity and inclusion standards, we have to make sure that Wanda is her own person.
But they could have said, we just didn't want to upstage her, and that would have been enough. They could have left it at that.
Yeah, they could have just said that.
And then people wouldn't have been upset. But they had to take it to, well, he's a white guy, let me show you how this works. Well, yeah, of course he would show her how it works, because he knows how it works, and she flipping doesn't. That's kind of the point of WandaVision. She's starting to learn that she has power and what her powers are, but she doesn't yet know them. He knows about Wanda. It would make flipping sense that he'd be watching her and trying to help her and,
Yeah, now, the thing that's really confusing is at the very end of WandaVision, it shows her looking through the tome of magic, dark arts, and she's doing the same thing that Doctor Strange did, where she's basically taking a coffee break while her spiritual self is reading the book.
So the exact same damn thing.
So where did she learn how to do that?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. Well, she's in the mountains in this quiet retreat, so I'm assuming somewhere along the line she came across him and he gave her the books and was showing her how to do that. But they don't want to tell you that. But I think that was what the intention was supposed to be. He gave her stuff and that she was in isolation learning this stuff. But they cut that part out.
Which maybe they will possibly, maybe explain in the next movie. But yeah, I mean, this is, look, I don't even know what to think anymore. Between the teaser we saw yesterday with Phase 4 using a really shoddy video of Stan Lee using the audio from Stan Lee that basically Marvel used to try to attack like Comicsgate online. Like, that's what the whole motivation was. Using this audio of him to prop up characters that are either drastically altered from what he created or ones that he didn't create, to the directors coming out and saying, our primary focus of this movie is going to be diversity and inclusion, like the Eternals, and now we've got cutting one of the most popular characters in the MCU, one of the last few bankable characters you have left, Disney. You cut him out of the show. You could have had a Luke Skywalker moment. And that's what a lot of people were talking about. They were like, oh, we're going to get a Luke Skywalker moment. You cut him out just because he's a white dude.
So, what I'm afraid of we're going to get in the multiverse of madness is, oh, by the way, she's the strongest. Well, she is the most powerful. They have said that many times. More so, they have made that very clear. But now we're going to have to show you she's more powerful than him to put the man in his place. And I wouldn't have thought that, except he literally said, here's the white guy. Let me show you how power works.
Yeah, so I think that was a Freudian slip. I think it was like, they, like you said, they could have explained it better and just been like, yeah, we didn't want, because it's supposed to be about Wanda becoming the Scarlet Witch finally.
Right, which would make sense. People have been accepting, oh, okay, I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, we didn't want her moment upstaged by Doctor Strange showing up.
And that's a fair, way to look at it.
But I think the Freudian slip was, this is what we've been talking about at meetings. Mm-hmm. These are the talking points. We don't want the white guy to give the woman power. The
white guy who got his powers and got taught by another woman. By a woman. And a non-white man. We don't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. I was actually looking forward to that one. That's like the one I was looking forward to. I know it's the only one Squid King was looking forward to.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, seriously? Come on.
I can't even wrap my head around this. This is what we're going to see though, guys. Because we were like before, like, okay, well, Tony's gone, Steve's gone. At least we've got Doctor Strange.
And they killed Natasha.
They killed Natasha. They're gonna swap out Clint for Kate Bishop.
We had Thor. We have Thor, and we still have Star-Lord for now.
No, they're gonna swap out Thor for Jane Foster, or they're gonna make Thor a bigger dumbass than they made him in the last movie. Mm-hmm. He might not be Fat Thor, but he's definitely gonna be sidelined. I almost guarantee it. I mean, it's almost like they're going out of their way to destroy the core Avengers because most of them happen to be white dudes, and that's what's fashionable.
But what the stupid part of all this is comics, they were actually started out as a medium that weren't for men, but it became predominantly, male fans, and there were a lot of female fans too. But it was mostly dudes who liked it. That was their core audience. And they keep trying to go out of their way to ruin their core audience, and then they scream and whine when they don't have any money and have to shut the visions down.
Yeah, and that's I don't know what to think about this. I mean, it's just for them to be so blatant about, like, I guess my thing is, like, they're not even hiding it. Like, they tried to hide the pill in the ice cream before, and now it's just like, this is how it is, guys. We've seen this so many times from Disney in particular. We're not taking series pitches on ABC that have too many white people as the main characters. We're not doing that anymore. We had Sylvester Stallone complaining that they didn't want action shows that were male-centered, and now we've got them sidelining Doctor Strange because he's a white dude and he was going to mansplain.
And if he had just left it at, hey, we just didn't want him to upstage Wanda, people would not have been upset.
Yeah, that's fair.
They wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, that's
that
fair.
Makes sense because, it was her show and, you wanted her to kind of save herself and then move forward from that. That was and obviously she ran into him some point afterwards. That's fair. But then they had to go and say this. Kevin Feige had to go and say that. And then I'm like, dude, you had people, they were going to back you up until you made that comment. I mean, why don't you just flat out say we don't want white dudes coming to our movies? I'm a woman and I'm pissed about this.
This is also going to piss off a lot of Benedict Cumberbatch fans, and there are a legion of Benedict Cumberbatch fans who would have tuned into WandaVision just to see what would have been their Luke Skywalker moment of seeing Doctor Strange. And it makes sense. I mean, here's the thing. Like, even within the logistics of the MCU, it doesn't make sense. Doctor Strange is hyper aware of every damn thing going on.
He wouldn't come just because the magical,
absolutely,
increase in magic activity in that area.
He'd be like, what the hell is going on in New Jersey? Something's going on in New Jersey. I better go check it out. Like, he knows every damn thing that's going on. He's protecting the planet. Wanda was a threat. If freaking Agatha Harkness shows up because
you think he would have been there?
Doctor Strange would have been there. Mm-hmm. And, to see that this is where they're at. Now it's just like, for woke points, basically, you've torpedoed the logic of this universe. Like, it doesn't make sense that he didn't show up.
I mean, I don't understand. Why can't you have characters like why he's still moving forward in the series or in the phase 4? Why do we have to change it? Why do we have to lessen him? It doesn't. You don't need to do that. Wanda could be strong and be next to him fighting or working together or, whatever. You don't have to make him less than. And that's what I'm afraid we're going to get now, because you flat out said what you said. And if you just left it at the first part, no one would have cared. They would have been like, that makes sense. We understand that. And a lot of people are looking forward to Doctor Strange, including women. I know, because I am one of them. And I've talked to many other women who are also looking forward to it. But I get why you didn't put him in there. But until you said what you said...
Yeah, that was just a really bad thing to... I mean, especially...
A misogynistic, racist misandrist.
I mean, especially with fans being so apprehensive about the next phase of Marvel without the characters we've known for the last 10 plus years.
They already gave them a jumping off point. They don't have to come back in.
They're not going to come back.
And they're not by the ratings of these shows.
I don't think they're going to come back. I mean, WandaVision, I actually liked it because I was a big Scarlet Witch and Vision fan growing up. So it was cool to see them do kind of a version of Vision Quest. It was cool to see Monica Rambeau. And we're going to talk more about her in the next video. But I gotta tell you, I've got a bad feeling about this. Mm-hmm. MCU Phase 4 is going to be exactly what everybody thought it was going to be. It's going to be dictated by Disney's diversity and inclusion guidelines before storytelling, just like everything else at the company.
Normally, when these movies come out, we're one of the first ones there, and now I'm to the place where I might hang back and wait a few days to hear what everybody else has to say about it first, because if it's going to be what we think or what we're fearing it's going to be, I have no desire to give them my money to see it. Yeah. And I'm a chick, and I just like, this is stupid, and this isn't even mansplaining. I put that headline up as a joke, right? To be a sarcastic cow. I put it up as a joke, and I mean, someone's like, "Oh my gosh, yes," because I hate mansplaining, and I'm like, but the point is, it wouldn't be mansplaining, because when a dude actually knows more than you about something, and they're trying to help you with something and explain it to you to help you learn about it, that's not mansplaining.
The entire series of WandaVision, she doesn't understand her power. She doesn't understand how she's doing these things. And yeah, it's true that even in the comics, Scarlet Witch is more powerful than Doctor Strange, but she also has some mental issues that need to be kept in check. And, it's not wrong for Doctor Strange to come in and be like, hey, you could destroy the world. Let me stop that from happening.
You have such amazing power. Let me show you how to control it.
Yeah.
He would totally do that because, but that would be mansplaining. That's not the same thing. I did it as a joke because, and then people thought I was being serious. It was so funny on Twitter. They're like, oh my gosh, right, I hate mansplaining. And I'm like, but this isn't mansplaining.
No, this is not.
It's funny.
This is not going to go well. I was saying in the video yesterday about Stan Lee, I said, it looks like the phase 4 of the MCU is shaping up to be what Marvel Comics was in 2017. And I have a feeling if they go down this road and they go too hard in the paint on this, that they're going to have the same financial results.
They deserve what they get then.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have no problem with being with more diverse characters, with more women and all that. I actually welcome it. I have no problem with that. What I'm worried about is it going to be the characters are good characters, the stories are good stories, or it's because they're going to try to push agendas. And if you start pushing agendas, and that's what it's all about, like we started to see with Falcon and the Winter Soldier the last couple episodes, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't.
That's the point.
So, good luck with that. Again, we've got Marvel Comics to look at to see what happens when you do this and alienate your core audience, and we'll see what happens with the MCU.
Yep.
We're going to wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.